Chart-topping bands are spearheading an internet revolution, threatening the dominance of the major record companies.
The Arctic Monkeys delivered great songs to an audience very quickly, using the internet in a way that hadn't been used before.
They're part of an unstoppable new movement, bands who use the net to reach their fans without the help of major labels. Both new and established stars now feel able to walk away from the big corporations.
I just got tired of them taking all the money.
And all this comes against a background of continuing havoc, wreaked by the pirate generation, still using the web to pillage billions of pounds worth of music.
If they've grown up never spending money on music, never having downloaded or listened to music in a legal setting, will they ever start buying music?
Tonight on the Money Programme, we report on the online revolution that's shaking the foundations of the music industry. Pop stars Luke Concannon and John Parker are staging a promotional gig at London's giant HMV Record Shop, the biggest music store in Europe. It's a prestige venue for top bands showcasing their music. Known to the world as Nizlopi, they play a very unusual, some would say odd, brand of music. John on double bass, Luke on guitar. But just before Christmas they hit #1 with the JCB song, an unashamedly sentimental tribute to Luke's dad. Their triumph dumbfounded critics in the big record companies.
The head of Sony said, JCB, no way, that will never sell, this will never sell. And, you know, it was in the top 10 selling singles of last year.
Later they appear at London's Scala Theatre. They like to mingle with their fans. They may play traditional instruments, but they achieve their success in a thoroughly modern manner. They gave the world the JCB song in a video released over the internet.
You logged on and you can watch the whole video all the way through, and it's good because it was such a good video, it was so different. I checked out the JCB website and stuff, and saw the video and listened to it, and I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Nizlopi commissioned small web design company Monkey Hub to produce the video. They used a technique known as viral marketing to promote it. They sent it out in an email, at first to just 20 people. Those 20 then sent it on to their friends, and they sent it on to their friends, and so on and so on. The effect was astonishing. The JCB song struck a chord all around the planet.
The internet was an integral part of our success with the JCB song. Didn't really cost us anything to do.
Nizlopi simply ignored the record companies. The internet meant they didn't need a big marketing machine. The JCB song was released on their own label, FDM, and it sold nearly 500,000 copies.
Thank you. Thank you. Is that good? Thank you.
And then in April, a music industry milestone. Gnarls Barkley's Crazy was the first song to get to #1 on internet download sales alone. The unlikely pioneer of all this is Mick Hucknall from Simply Red. He launched a website way back in 1994. More recently, he used the internet to help start his own record company, simplyred.com.
The internet was absolutely crucial in our decision to go independent. It gave us a lot of confidence as well. It gave us a feeling that there were tens of thousands of people out there that were willing us on, that were with us.
It's incredibly exciting. There's a revolution taking place in our industry. There's a revolution taking place in how people consume music.
Bands and their fans are using the internet to rebel against the big players who've dominated the music industry for so long. Up to now, 4 giant record companies, Universal, Sony BMG, Warner and EMI, have cornered 80% of sales in a business worth £20 billion a year. They sign bands, market them, make big stars of them, and if the sales fall, they dump them. But now, thanks to the internet, more and more bands are doing very nicely, thank you, on their own. Adam Singer is boss of the Musical Alliance, which collects royalties for songwriters and performers.
Hey, Mr. Record Man, the joke's on you.
Anybody can now get in and anybody can now distribute. That means if you buy a piece of product that I create, you're buying it from me and you're not buying it from a major record company. So each one of these things is actually slowly eating away at the old monoliths.
The biggest internet sensation of the lot are 4 lads from Sheffield, the Arctic Monkeys. They were swept along by a massive swell of interest on social networking websites used by fans to swap news and views about their favourite bands.
The thing that really played a big part in the Arctic Monkeys' success was the internet and how people were getting switched on to music communities.
Someone close to the band uploaded unfinished versions of Arctic Monkeys songs onto the sites for users to share. The songs went down a storm in cyberspace.
People were getting in touch with each other, hearing about their music, and that was kind of where the Arctic Monkeys word was spreading.
The site given the most credit for the success of the Arctic Monkeys is called MySpace. It's a place on the net where people swap information about themselves and also make friends. From tiny beginnings 2 years ago, it now has 80 million users worldwide. And it's become the place for bands to sell their sound. So much so, Madonna is on there. And with an eye on the commercial opportunities, Rupert Murdoch bought the site this year for £350 million. With the boost from MySpace, the Arctic Monkeys proved yet again that successful bands can do without big record companies. They released their debut single and album on small independent label Domino, and both went straight to #1.
The Arctic Monkeys delivered great songs to an audience very quickly using the internet in a way that hadn't been used before. The album came out early this year in 2006. It was the fastest selling British album of all time.
Thousands of others are following in the Monkeys' footsteps.
Rehearsal room, so where do you want this big speaker?
That one goes over there on that crate.
Oh, right, okay, good.
Today I'm being a roadie for Rock Wannabe's Dark Phase. They're releasing a record. Where else but on MySpace? Lead singer Libby Floyd explained the technicalities.
Well, it's quite simple.